What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Club and Country. This is episode number 45. We start today's off with a brief look at the league table. Once again, as you can see, halfway through the season, 5 points clear of the Canaries in second and 7 clear of Claudio Ranieri's Watford in third as well. We have been on the best run of the series so far, 17 games without a loss, and during this run, we've gone from mid-table to top 10, to playoffs, to top 2, to leading the league. Our meteoric rise in the championship has been nothing short of amazing. However, as we come into the first game of the second half, we were facing the best and highest rated team in the division. Norwich City, the Canaries, away at Carrow Road, drew 3-3 in the reverse fixture at Rodney Parade. And here's this game, I thought I'd show the team sheets there. They're the only 4.5 star team in the division. The rest of us are either 4, 3.5 or 3 star. We're one of the 4 star teams alongside West Brom and Albion, and there's 1 or 2 more I think as well. But Norwich are the only team that are 4.5 star. So whilst we might be heading them in the table right now by 5 points, they're still the better team, and they would still be favourites to this one despite our long unbeaten run. And after missing a golden chance early, 11 minutes in, oh, Doxy boy, the defence has been so much better this year. I really have improved, and the signing of Joe Rodden's really helped. But every now and then, I still make catastrophic errors like this one. Dribbling out with Lloyd Payne, I always like to pass out from the back. To me, the circle button is off limits for the most part when I get the ball back in my own area. I hate to hoof it, but sometimes you just got to do so. Or at least just offload the ball to a teammate. I don't know what I was trying to do there. Gifting Norwich the opening goal of the game for a defensive howler. I've said that before. And then 16 minutes in, Norwich went 2-0 up, and I was thinking, alright, okay. First goal, my fault. Not much you can do about that one. The Canaries doubled their lead, and again, I showed you before the game. They're the best team in the division, man. I wasn't too surprised. Having said that, we weren't going to give up. We had a much better defensive record this year, but still being great on the offensive end. Mark Bound, Gareth Bale's regen, half deficit makes it 2-1. I was thinking, okay, alright, if I can't defend, I know I can score. And just a few minutes after getting back in the game, making it 2-1. A quick 1-2 between Rabi and Norrington Davis. And the former Blade, in on a free transfer, scores our leveller in an absolute thrilling first half an hour. And this is what happened at Rodney Parade as well. If you remember in the game against Norwich in South Wales in the reverse fixture at the start of the season, all 6 goals in a 3-3 draw came in the first half. And this game was the same, and this was an incredible goal as well, by the way. Norwich back in front for the second time in the game. Fagioli with a brilliant finish on the first time volley. That was just inch perfect from the Canaries there. Could not defend that one. And Norwich restored the lead right before the break. So 3-2 in the second half after a frenetic first half. Not too many chances to report. Lloyd Payne went on the run, and our centre-back turned left winger almost made up for the earlier error by me there, smacking into the side netting as it was still 3-2. And to be honest, that was our only real chance in the second half. Norwich were the better team throughout the course of the game. Whilst they didn't play too badly, they were the stronger side. And as Rashika, still at Norwich, finds a brilliant little bit of space, he finishes home the 4th goal and the dagger. 16 minutes to go, and that would kill it off. Final score, Norwich City 4, Newport County 2, and there you go. It is over. Our long unbeaten run, the longest of the series, stretching 17 games, is ended at Carrow Road. But to be fair, if it was going to be ended by anyone, you'd say it will probably become against the strongest team and the best team in the division away from us. Exactly what happens there. So I can't really be mad about it. Do you know what I mean? If it was going to go, I would have been much more annoyed had it came against a side, you know, down the bottom of the table. But a side who are right below us in the table right now and cut the gap to 2 points as well. I mean, it's not too surprising our unbeaten run ends there. I put up a good fight to play. You saw the stats. They didn't play too badly, but the problem was defensively. I created multiple chances, scored a couple of goals, probably could have had a couple others as well, but defensively, that was like last season defending in that game. Do you know what I mean? Okay, to be fair, the 3rd goal, could have done nothing about that. It was brilliant, but even so, you got to be better. And I mentioned before, taking 100% responsibility. That's what I've been trying to do this season and say, do you know what? I know it's very hard to defend against the AI on Ultimate. I know there are some goals that you literally cannot defend. Like I've mentioned before, sometimes the AI on the highest difficulty, if they just want to score, they will. And there's nothing you can do about it. But again, this season, I think my defense has improved, partly due to the signing of Joe Rodden, but again, by taking 100% responsibility and saying, even though it's very difficult, I can still do better. So following game, Hull City, Tigers, right now 14th place in the championship. I was thinking, okay, alright, we're back home, back at Rodney Parade. Alright, we lost our unbeaten run, 17 games, but let's get back on track here. Well, early on into the game, we fell behind, and I think the other teams in the Championship were thinking, okay, these guys are not indestructible. They're finally had a defeat, so we can all beat them as well. Hull City, the next team to take us on. We were down by a goal, and whilst I played better in the first half, I just couldn't finish any of my chances. 4 minutes to go for the break, another golden chance. Our dynamic duo of Gavin and Rabi linking up. Top scorer, one-on-one, saved, still 1-0. And I was thinking, oh my god, this is just going to be one of those games where I dominate, I play so much better, but I lose because of the only shot on my target in the entire game. And 6 minutes after the restart, I was thinking, I cannot afford back-to-back defeats. If Norwich win their game as we lose this one, that'll mean that we'll drop down to second place, and our lead at the top of the table will go so quickly after attaining it. I needed at least a point, but really I felt I needed all 3. Taking on the mid-table side at home, these need to be wins if we're to stay in the top 2. So in the second half, Gavin looks at his captain's armband and says, okay, I've got to lead this team, I've got to get us back in the game, and he does. Only his 5th goal of the season, not as prolific as he was last season, but getting a few more assists this year makes it 1-1 and we find our equaliser. And after that, not too much to report. The only real other chance in the second half came with 4 minutes to go. Matthews down left-hand side, rolls it across, Matondo hits the post, but Lloyd turns in the rebound and we rescue the win with 4 minutes to go. The man who's so good they named him twice. Lloyd is it Lloyd squared or Lloyd doubled at least, makes it 2-1 to Newport County. I failed maths if you can't tell. Makes it 2-1 and we're in front for the first time in the game and turn the game on its head. It's a little bit of a lucky goal, but we will take it. And I often say this, if you are to win trophies, sometimes you need a little bit of luck along the way. We'll have it there, and there you go. 2-1, back to winning ways. And then following that, oh my goodness, the Wales job. Wales job. I don't know why I keep saying Wales and Wales job, but the Wales job. And that's practically my reaction when I saw it coming as well. Yes, finally. This season we were starting to get international management offers. We had one from Finland. I think I had one from, I can't remember where else. It didn't really matter to me. But even so, we have finally been offered the Wales job. And there it is, my first international management job in this year's FIFA. And the wait is over. I have taken over club and country officially. And I am Wales manager. And when you look at the side as well, there are quite a few Newport County players in there. Ben Davies, Ryan Matondo, Payne, Rodden, Norrington Davis on the bench. You got Tony Matthews and Ruben Colwell. Brandon Cooper is in the reserves as well. So yeah, it's a decent side, don't get me wrong, but we know where we want this Wales team to be in a few years' time, and that's on top of the world. If we're going to do that, as I show you the national pool here, there are some okay players, but we're not quite at the level of the big boys right now. Now, my only concern is this, as I've taken the job, and I'm buzzing about it, don't get me wrong. The Wales board have said they want us to qualify for the World Cup and the European Championships. There's no objectives for when we get there. For now, it's just qualify. The only thing is, we haven't got any fixtures. Now, I know we're currently midway through 2025, so there's not going to be a national team tournament at the end of the season in 2025. The next one would of course be the World Cup in 2026, but I thought there might be some qualifiers maybe. Instead, all we've got and all I found in the calendar were 2 international friendlies, one of which comes against Brazil. I think it's in March or maybe April. So I'm just a little bit concerned that maybe this is one of those bugs, and it's happened before where you take an international management offer, however there are never any qualifying games. I don't know, I don't think that would be the case. I think there might be qualifiers next season, but for now there's none, and that does make me wonder if we'll have any at all. So slightly concerned about that. Regardless, we've taken the Wales job, that's the most important thing, and I'm very excited to lead this team and the nation, club and country, for all the years that will go by. It's over, boys. We finally got it. So for the third and final game of season, so the final one of December for the January transfer window opens. Well, Gavin Humphrey says, Gaffer, you're my manager now for club and country. You're giving me the armband for Newport County. How about it for Wales as well? I've definitely got him in mind. After that 30-yard blockbuster there, that might possibly sweeten the deal for me to give him the captain's armband. He made it 1-0, though the Baggies will get back on level terms. Ben Brereton Diaz, the former Blackburn Rovers striker. Chile fan favourite, makes it 1-1, and then the Albion would get in front in the first half as well. So from a leading position down by 2 goals, I was thinking, oh my god, now I'm starting to struggle. We had that great 17-game unbeaten run, but now I'm starting to find it a lot more difficult once again. behind against the bag. He's needed at least a point in this game against a side right now fighting for a playoff place, and we'd get it as well. An hour into the game, great ball through, and there is Rabbi Matondo still leading the way in the race to the Golden Boot. I don't think anyone is going to catch Rabbi right now with his 24th goal. Is it 24th goal this season? I think it is. 24th goal? No, 22nd goal. But even so, 22nd goal in 26 games. 2-2 the final score and just one win in 3. It's safe to say the honeymoon fantasy period is over. We're back to reality. We're back to struggling again. But for now, with 20 games to go, we're just about clinging on to top spot. 2 points clear of Norwich, 5 clear of Millwall. I fancy our chances of at least staying in the top 6. The real question is, with 20 games to go, can we stay in the top 2? With that, we'll end today's episode. I'll see you guys. Massive thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, if you haven't, please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode when the January transfer window opens and the FA Cup third round against the Premier League side as well very soon.